And we're joined now by someone who has covered every Women's Open held at the Old Course in St Andrews, Beth Ann Nichols from Golf Week. Beth Ann, I want to go back to that 2013 Open, crowning moment for Stacy Lewis. She's now back there as the Solheim Cup captain, kind of coming full circle with her career. And there's a rumour going around that she might actually be back in her old digs at the Dunvegan, where she held that famous party after her victory.
Absolutely. She followed in the footsteps of Lorena Ochoa, who stayed there as well, and then had an epic party where basically anyone and everyone could come in and celebrate with Lorena. You know, when Stacy won here in 2013, the celebration was back in the back room with the rest of the Solheim Cup team, because she'd made the Solheim Cup team as well. And of course, this year it's a little bit different with her wearing that captain's hat, and she'll have the double duty of playing, but then also paying attention to what's going on with the American players as the last, you know, this is the last few rounds to make your final impression for Captain Lewis. But it's a really special place. This is her favorite place to play golf. All of her family, they're trying to recreate that magic from 2013, and that 5-iron that she hit in the road hole in 17 is still in her office in her Solheim Cup captain's bag, and it's the best shot of her career.
And such an incredible finish that she had down the stretch to get that major victory that week. How meaningful is it to have the AIG Women's Open at St. Andrews once again?
Well, there are so many players here for the first time, and they're of course posing for their pictures all around, you know, 17 and 18, and I said it's funny. I saw, you know, Minjee Lee and Hannah Green and Ann Van Dam. I think they staged like probably 6 pictures on one of the holes in the back 9, trying to get it just right, because it's just such an exciting time for all of these players. And you can see how important it is when you have Kari Webb coming back. She didn't think she would have another chance to play here at the Old Course, but realized in January that this might not ever come around again, and she wanted to have a third time here, and it's just such a special place for her. She says she still hasn't figured out the keys to getting around here, but whether you're on the beginning of your LPGA career, you're winding down, it's a special memory for sure.
On the subject of Kari Webb, Beth Ann, this became an official LPGA Tour major in 2001. Is there a case to make it retroactive to when it first began back in the 70s, or some point in between, in which case Kari Webb would actually have a couple more major championships as a Women's British Open winner, and perhaps even Laura Davies would be in the LPGA Hall of Fame?
It's certainly something that I've considered, especially when we look back at those past champions at the Chevron, you know, the early Dinah Shore days, that list. But you have to remember that the field was a lot different in those early days. Not a lot of LPGA players, American golfers, were coming over to compete in the early, you know, Weetabix British Open. So, you know, the field has gotten so much deeper. It's just a completely different event. Of course, you throw in the fact that it's now a major, and just when you add, you know, that one word to the tournament, the pressure, everything changes immensely. So while I do think that, you know, it's an interesting exercise and certainly would add a lot of majors for a lot of players and get Laura into the Hall, I just don't think that when you compare, it's not an apples to apples thing, just with what the field looked like back then.
Sticking with Laura Davies, and what a career it's been for her. This was supposed to be her final LPGA start, but isn't going to end up giving it a go. Kind of your thoughts on how things are coming to an end for her with such a decorated career?
Well, I was absolutely gutted when I found out that she wasn't going to play. As you said, this was supposed to be the time that we all got to celebrate her and have that iconic, you know, photograph on the first and on the bridge on 18. And of course, she would have hit the first tee shot here. But, you know, Laura told me she got to the senior championship, the senior LPGA championship, and she stood over the first tee shot. And even though the tee shot wasn't that bad, the sheer terror that she felt before she hit it, she made the decision right then on that tee box that she wasn't going to play in this event. And you know, she said, I wish that I could come and not care how I played and just come enjoy the moment. You know, we know that Laura, you know, can be shy and she's not really big on being celebrated. But I do think that if her game was in a better place and she felt more confident, that she would have teed it up. But she just didn't want to come out here and have an embarrassing time. And she didn't want to have that hanging over her for months coming into the championship, that dread that we can all, she said, you know, I know a lot of people probably can't understand what it's like to go from being so in control of your golf game to being so terrified. I think we can all understand the terrified part. But you know, it really is a shame because I thought we'd have that moment. But of course, she will be commentating on the event.
I can feel your terror, Laura, even on those first and 18th tee shots at the Old Course. End of an era there. 44 years she's had this streak going in the senior Women's British Open. Beth Ann. Nelly Korda, not at 44 years yet. She didn't play last week, the Scottish Women's Open. Is there value to having that rep on links golf before you show up at the Open Championship? Because a lot of the top players in the world did play last week. Is Nelly in any way, you think, disadvantaged heading into this week?
You know, I think it comes down to a personal decision and how you feel, what you feel you need the most. And for Nelly, she probably needed rest and to regroup after the Olympics, which of course takes a lot out of you. You know, obviously she had a chance to medal again and didn't. And so I'm sure she did feel like she needed to spend some time to get everything back in order so that she felt like she was ready. You know, rest has been so important to her and spending time with her coach and in her bubble. And so maybe that was more important to her than having a few more, you know, reps of links golf.
But then Lauren Coughlin has what everyone else wants, and that's coming off a victory heading into this week AIG Women's Open. When we always use the trope that once someone wins, they can rip off a number of wins in a short amount of time. She's actually done that now with her first 2 LPGA Tour victories over the last 2 months. What do you think of the career year she's had to this point as she's heading now to another major stage?
It's an absolutely dream year for Lauren. And I think what I love the most about Lauren's story is how she's continued to develop and continued to get better as an LPGA player. She was a walk-on at Virginia. Her coach went out and watched her at the state high school championship, which not a lot of coaches at that level spend a lot of time at state tournaments. But Lauren was just an athlete who loved golf, played other sports, and Kim Llewellyn saw that. And, you know, I think that athletic mindset is really, you know, taken her a long way. The love of the game, not having it be the sole thing that, you know, she did growing up, you know, has enabled her to stay fresh and to have that curiosity and that want to learn. And so she's learned how to play in the wind. She's learned how to play off uneven lies. These are things that she's just learning in recent years. And so, you know, she's going to have the time of her life at the Solheim Cup where it will be as close as it can be to a home Solheim Cup for her. You're coming up in a few weeks. And you know, just watching this tremendous ball striker really come a long way in terms of course management has really been what's been able to elevate her to this next level, coupled with great putting.
We've seen some great icons in this game say goodbye and pause on the Swilcan Bridge on the 18th hole there in the Old Course. Beth Ann, are you expecting Lexi Thompson to make a similar gesture at some point this week?
You know, that'll be interesting. I think we'll all be looking for it. You know, I'm not really sure what to expect out of Lexi next year, to be honest with you. You know, I don't know, because she's kind of left that door open that she still might play in some events, that she's just retiring from full-time competition. What does that mean exactly? So I think we're not really sure how to answer that. So it's kind of this, you know, uncertainty. So, you know, I think it'll be maybe a celebration with an asterisk. I'm not really sure.